Hey guys, welcome back to... And today I'm showcasing my custom Omni-Man and Invincible. You thought I'd do the intro thing twice. Making these customs were fairly easy since their designs are super simplistic compared to other superhero outfits.
Let me break it down for you, Mark.
Like all my other customs, I made concept drawings using the base bodies I wanted to use in Procreate. So for Mark/Invincible, I'm starting off using Kid Omega for a base inspired by Crafty Gecko's custom. And for Nolan/Omni-Man, I originally wanted to use the Captain Britain body mold, but since the custom head I ordered was kind of small for that body, I ended up using the Wonder Man body that I customized years ago to be Quicksilver when I was younger. Honestly, it worked out better this way. Now speaking of the custom heads, shout out to Collectible Carnage on Etsy for the heads. Very good prices and very good products. They arrive super fast as well. Anyways, the process for both were very similar, just sand them down a bit and start painting really. I sanded down my custom Quicksilver to get rid of the protective coat I put on, but overall no sculpting was done here thanks to the heads I bought. Just a bunch of straightforward paint and coat with a little extra for Omni-Man. Now this video is literally the best these figures will ever look because I have not moved them yet whatsoever. The paint rub is definitely going to happen, so I apologize for the lack of posing in this video. I want them to look as good as they can before I make a stop motion in the future. I did try to shave down the joints to prevent this, but I'm not really that experienced in it, so I barely did any actual shaving down. So just so you know, this is really the peak of these figures. Yeah, like I said, painting these figures were pretty easy. I'm going to focus on Invincible first. So the paint on him looks pretty clean, like I said. His pattern of blue and yellow was something I was pretty concerned about because I feel like that would have been the most complicated thing, and honestly it was. But once I started to commit to painting it, it got pretty easy. Something I realized in the process was without the yellow, he kind of just looks like Nightwing. I don't know, something I noticed. But the head sculpt, it was nice and easy to do. I didn't do any shading really on it. It was just a solid color for the skin tone and the mask, so it was all pretty simple. I tried my best to match the original skin tone of the figure. So on the hands, that's the actual figure. I did my best to match it. I think I did pretty well. I try to get the line work as clean as possible. Now it's not perfect and it is pretty smudgy at times because this yellow paint is pretty old, I'm not gonna lie with you, but I just didn't want to buy some new ones. I'm very worried for the future of this figure though. Since the body mold is pretty seamless looking, they go for like tight joints, meaning, you know, paint rub is inevitable, especially for this one. It's gonna be pretty major, but I am happy looking at it right now, so I will enjoy it while I can. Now moving on to Omni-Man, he had the real challenges out of the two. It was mostly honestly just the head sculpt. Like, dude, eyes are difficult to paint, but I'm super glad that they came out correct the first time around. I got super lucky. I'm satisfied with that. And also for the rest of the figure, I'm pretty happy. I wish I put more red paint on the pants and the gloves because the way that these started, obviously I had to paint over with white first, so that kind of acted like a base, like a bright base. And since the gloves and the pants were black before, they needed much more layers. It is somewhat darker and looking shaded as opposed to the cape and the top, so I wish I did a better job matching those. But yeah, the cape is something I'm pretty proud of as well. I made this myself, following a few tutorials with red cloth and some wire and some glue. I will have a tutorial going up in the near future and my process on making this. Now for the logo, some people do tend to sculpt the O on his chest. I decided to keep it just on the figure sculpt itself because, you know, I thought it was perfect because there's a crevice in between his chest. I could use that to my advantage and paint that little white stripe in the middle to make the O, and it did work out pretty well in my favor, I think. But yeah, there are a few things that I missed, like here in his little glove, you know, there's a little bit of white missing, but I guess it was too late by the time I noticed that. I didn't notice it until I sprayed him with the clear coat, so that kind of sucks, but it's okay. If I decide to do some touch-ups after filming the stop motion, I will just cover that back up. But because honestly this figure is pretty good about paint rub, but the other one, the Invincible one, that one has a lot of concerns. But yeah, taking a look at them together after everything, I'm pretty satisfied. They are not perfect and I did miss some spots, like I said during the video. I noticed them after spraying it with a protective clear coat, so kind of too late because paint doesn't stick too well to the coat. But I am really excited to make a stop motion fight with these guys. Like I said, I'm not really looking forward to the paint rub that will be caused, but I guess their fights are pretty gruesome in the show, so chipped up paint wouldn't be too out of character. Please let me know what you guys think of these in the comments. I had a lot of fun making them, but you know, my paintwork does a lot for these, but it's the head sculpts that really put them together. Once again, big thanks to Collectible Carnage. Speaking of Carnage, I did make a movie custom Carnage from Venom 2 a while back, along with a bunch of other customs, so check that playlist out if you're interested on my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next video.